We finally are pretty much out of feathers. With 9 left, it's not even enough for a full inventory. That leaves us with 2 decisions. Chickens. We're going to a vendor. Chickens. I literally started with 1,000 feathers today when I started fishing. That's the crazy part. We have done some fishing today, I'll tell you what. We got my cooking at 52. I think we started at like 30 something, 35-ish, and fishing's at 49, and that was around the same as like the cook. It has been absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Right now, we're just leveling fishing, cooking, and then once I run out of feathers and have to re-level or get more feathers by killing the chickens. I love the chickens. We're gonna go back and keep leveling range up some more, because I have, from like farming all of this up here, I have something like 2,000 plus arrows. So I figure I might as well, if I'm gonna have to farm feathers, especially with me right now, I'm needing to save up like 45k or something like that, and I have around 20ish k of it, and save money essentially wherever I can. And since I already am going to be I already have a surplus, just might as well do that. And once that gets high enough level, if you know, whenever that happens, then I'll probably be switching over to leveling magic at the same time. What we got here? 33. Oh, we only got to catch like just a little bit into another inventory, and we'll have 52 fishing. And it looks like we'll definitely be able to get maybe be able to get 56 cooking. Maybe. I think we'll already be like halfway through 55. It's been incredible researching the game. When you research a game this old and you're a new player to it, it's just like a wonderland of information. It's so great. There's just so much to learn. So, oh, I love it. Like, I don't ever get overwhelmed when it comes to like situations like this where there's like, you know, 20 years of just information flooded about this game and different things and all that. It's like, that just excites me. That's the thing about a lot of these games, is the reward feeling that you get when you finally understand how the game works. Like, it's so rewarding because it just opens up your understanding into it so much, and you don't have to worry about it, so many external sources for anything anymore. You could just look at something and like, you're like, oh, okay, I got that. And it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding. That's the nice thing about these incremental, because that's a way to look at games like Warframe, RuneScape, or any of the stuff like that, is they're incremental grind games. And because they are, you'll have these moments where you're just gonna feel stuck, and then you're gonna make these huge leap and bounds of like overall just skill because of just some little knowledge that you got or something like that. And that's what usually makes these types of games good, is when they purposely add in points like that type of player contention where it's like the player feels stuck and they have to in some sort of way work over it. Some games go a little too extensive onto that, I will say. It's better to have like some type of thing that like gives you those little short goals, which just become like these little micro dopamine releases to really keep the grind going on you better. Now, as you get later on into it, like even this game, as you get later on, that dopamine doesn't hit as many times, but it's like when you get it, then you're like, oh, that's great. Like in this game, I mean, you're not really halfway done with your grind until you're at like level 90. It's like right now, I'm only like a quarter of the way done or something like that, 10% done. But it's like by that time, I've already figured out so much about whatever I'm particularly doing that there really isn't much of like that, oh, well, like all moments for it. So those very long gaps between my dopamine releases that I get really help keep everything together in the way it should be. That's the way even knowledge comes into a game. You know, once you've learned enough about a game, you don't get that like all exciting moment. It becomes more and more rare, but it also becomes more and more special then when you get it, because it's like, huh, I thought I knew everything about it, but here I am. You believe it's 192 is the 1 to 92 is the same as 92 to 99? Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. And I already knew that going into it. I was just like, so letting the player be able to do, like, you can give the player direction, but you really should invest in giving the player freedom of how they maneuver in that direction. And I think one of the biggest problems in a lot of games is they not only force your direction, but they force how you maneuver in that direction. So it's like every bit of your facet of your experience is just pushed into as hard as they can into one direction, and it leaves so little variation for the players to feel like they can have their own realm of discovery. And this is with many games, this isn't just Warframe or even World of Warcraft, but a lot of live service games in general, that they force the player into such a path that, like I said, they don't have the ability to find their own way about it and having that personal reward of finding out about it and really sharing with the community and everything on what they found. Instead, what we get are these very minute 1 or 2 different ways to get something done, and then outside of that, it really doesn't matter. And I think that's really weird when it comes to a lot of the games. Like, you have to allow some more freedom in some sort of facet. Like, I understand player friction and guidance and all that is important, but you're not even creating a hamster wheel or a maze at this point. You're more just creating a straight line. And I don't think that's really healthy for the genres. It's not what made the genres what they are and made them as popular and kept them alive through all the time. You know, just because that's all we have now and it's what we tolerate now for the grand majority of people doesn't mean that it's what it's like. A lot of the things could be the fact that, you know, say like with RuneScape, a lot of people could have the issue with the graphics. If you don't like, if you are somebody that likes a nice graphical experience, RuneScape is terrible. There's many people out there that don't like World of Warcraft, even though it is a very beautiful game. They think it looks horrendous because it's not their type of art style. So when most of the majority of the genres of games, they all just move in the same direction, you don't know what's gonna work and what doesn't work, because you're all just like most people are just following the same cookie cutter design, scared to move out of it in any direction. And essentially all it does is create a world of compliance. It doesn't create knowing what the customer wants. It just creates conditioning the customer to be used to something. They're 2 completely different things. I wouldn't say change is so much the problem and what creates an issue in the game. Because as long as you keep what the player has worked for intact, you can really kind of change whatever you want in the game. Like sometimes you got to do number crunches and stuff like that, but as long as you keep the actual player, like the reward for their experience intact, you'll be able to have a vastly different feeling game without the player feeling like they just lost out on everything they worked for. FOMO progression would probably be actually the best way to describe what I don't like about the gaming industry as a whole, because that's a very umbrella term, but everybody can get what is meant by that because everybody has experienced it. I think no matter the genre of video game you play, there's some line of FOMO progression if it's not a single player game, and that is just, it's an extremely annoying feeling. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to sacrifice your life to stay relevant in a video game. I think that's dumb. No hobby should be like that. No hobby should be like that. Ain't in no world where someone had like a toy train hobby. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it can get expensive. And the reason why I say like toy trains is if you get really detailed with those things, you can easily have like sets go for thousands and thousands of dollars. It's actually impressive how expensive that stuff gets. But in no world do you see people feel like they have to do it in order to stay relevant somewhere within their hobby, to continue enjoying it to the effectiveness that they enjoyed it before. And it's like, this was supposed to just be a hobby, wasn't it? When didn't gaming start out as a hobby? Why are we having all of these things that pressure us to have to play it? Like we're taking care of a garden, where if we miss watering a garden or trimming around and cleaning up the dead brush and everything, we could lose our whole damn garden and everything. Why does gaming feel like that with a lot of games? This makes no sense. I get you guys need to make money, but gaming got as popular as it has over and survived through the years to become this popular, not through FOMO, but through crafting good experiences. That's it. Just craft a good experience. Seasons, seasonal content, weekly lockouts, daily lockouts, all of this nonsense. World of Warcraft did start the weekly lockout many, many years ago, I will say, but having to get 40 people together, all you wanted to do was get together once a week anyways, because it was hard enough. So it felt reasonable to have weekly lockouts for raids because of already what the organization took in a proper facet for it to happen in the days before streaming and all of that. Now I don't know so much about that. The way I saw classic WoW min-maxed after content creation became a thing, that's an entire different story. That's an interesting experience to see that.